Hello everyone, my name is Ritesh Pandey and in this video, we'll talk about the heating effect on different dicarboxylic acids. Now this could be a small part of a big problem or it could be an independent question of its own where so many times in different exams you're supposed to know the heating effect on different dicarboxylic acids. We'll talk about the same one by one, which is generally going to be a case of dehydration or decarboxylation. That is, generally it will be loss of water or loss of carbon dioxide. I'll also tell you some tricks to know the name and structure of these compounds. They're very popular with their common names, and let's quickly see the effect of heating the various dicarboxylic acids. Now naturally, the smallest one having only two carbon, is called oxalic acid. I told you the common names are more popular, so it's oxalic acid which is more common than the IUPAC nomenclature of ethane 1,2 dioic acid. 3 carbon, it could be called propane 1,3 dioic acid, but the common name malonic acid is more popular, malonic acid. Similarly, 4 carbon butane 1,4 dioic is more popularly called succinic acid. 5 carbon dicarboxylic is called glutaric acid. 6 carbon, the common name is adipic acid, and 7 carbon is popularly called pimelic acid. So before everything you would want to recall these names. We are supposed to know these names: oxalic, malonic, succinic, glutaric, adipic, pimelic. And a very nice mnemonic, most of you would have heard of it, is Ohm's gap. Ohm's gap is taking the first word of all these names. So O would stand for oxalic, M for malonic, S for succinic. Ohm's gap is a very common mnemonic, is a very popular mnemonic to recall the name of these carboxylic acids, dicarboxylic acids. Another one which I used to say in my classrooms used to be, oh my sweet good apple pie, oh my sweet good apple pie. But what's more popular with students community is Ohm's gap. So Ohm's gap, oxalic, malonic, succinic, glutaric, adipic, pimelic, and you can recall the name of these dicarboxylic acids. After pimelic, it's going to be subbaric acid, then azelaic acid, sebacic acid, but I don't think we'll need beyond pimelic acid. And I told you the heating effect would be generally dehydration or decarboxylation. Let's begin with oxalic acid. Now, oxalic acid, simple. You'll just want to remove on heating 1 mole of water. When you remove water this way, you'll see what will be left is carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and the product would be carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide along with water. So this is how you'll remember this. Oxalic acid on heating would lose water, dehydration. You will get carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, water. 2 oxides of carbon along with a liquid which turns copper sulfate blue. It's a very common question. You would see so many times a question like a compound A on heating giving 2 oxides of carbon. These are 2 oxides of carbon, and a liquid which is turning copper sulfate blue. So this is a liquid which is turning copper sulfate blue. It's blue because of CuSO4.5H2O, which is blue vitriol. So this could be a very common question. Compound A on heating giving you 2 oxides of carbon. This could be carbon monoxide burning with a blue flame. Carbon monoxide, with hemoglobin forms carboxyhemoglobin. Too much of carbon monoxide could be fatal. C could be another oxide of carbon, carbon dioxide, which turns lime water milky. So 2 oxides of carbon along with water liquid, this would indicate A is an oxalic acid, or a salt of oxalic acid, which is an oxalate. So this is how we begin. Oxalic acid, it's simple. Remove water. Oxalic acid, remove water. The next one is malonic acid. Malonic acid is where there are 2 COOH on the same carbon. Now when there are 2 COOH on the same carbon, you can call it a gem dicarboxylic acid. You can call it a gem or geminal dicarboxylic acid. Now geminal means 2 groups on the same carbon, 2 similar groups on the same carbon. Geminal means two COOH on the same carbon. And you know, on heating geminal dicarboxylic acid, you lose carbon dioxide. It's a typical character of geminal dicarboxylic acid. एक कार्बन पर दो COOH, on heating it will lose carbon dioxide. So the same will happen with malonic acid. You heat it, carbon dioxide gone, and you will get CH3COOH. You will get CH3COOH. See, you remove carbon dioxide, you get CH3COOH. So the heating effect of malonic acid would be loss of carbon dioxide or decarboxylation. Rarely, in some questions, you might need some other information, like it's seen that when malonic acid is heated with a dehydrating agent like P2O5, when it's heated with a dehydrating agent like P2O5, now this is rarely asked, when it's heated with a dehydrating agent like P2O5, it might lose 2 moles of water, 2 मोल वाटर अगर निकालेंगे, यहाँ से ये हाइड्रोजन निकालेंगे, ये H2O निकाल लेंगे, यहाँ से अगर ये H2O निकाल लेंगे, you will get a very peculiar compound. You know, it's a less popular compound, a less popular oxide of carbon, which is called carbon suboxide. The formula is C3O2. I told you this is rare. They ask about it very rarely. And this is the product on heating malonic acid with P2O5. The general heating effect of malonic acid or any gem dicarboxylic acid is loss of carbon dioxide. So this is the general thing, loss of carbon dioxide, and that happens with any gem dicarboxylic acid. I can take any gem dicarboxylic acid, I can take any structure with 2 COOH, and on heating it will lose carbon dioxide. So if it loses carbon dioxide, this will happen with all geminal dicarboxylic acid. Naturally, it's happening with malonic acid as well. ये malonic के साथ में भी हो रहा है. कोई भी gem dicarboxylic acid on heating would lose carbon dioxide. A general effect is acetic acid is the product, CH3COH. If it's heated with P2O5, it's a very rare question. Know about this. It's called carbon suboxide. 2 मोल वाटर निकालने से ये स्ट्रक्चर भी बन जाता है. Now, glutaric, succinic, glutaric, 4 carbon, 5 carbon. We'll also want to find some logic behind this. When the ring is big enough to form a stable ring, when the chain is big enough to form a ring, 2 COOH will easily lose water to form an anhydride. Naturally, it will lose water to form an anhydride, which will be a cyclic anhydride. But for this to happen, it needs to form a stable ring. कम से कम 5-membered ring होना चाहिए. A 5-membered ring, you know, is stable. So when it becomes 4 carbon long, it can form a 1, 2, 3, 4, and naturally oxygen यहाँ पर रहेगा. When you remove water, यहाँ पर एक oxygen रहेगा, it can form a 5-membered ring, which will be the corresponding anhydride. And this is how you can draw the anhydride. You can draw the anhydride, 5 carbon anhydride, in this way. The test of anhydride is oxygen between 2 carbonyls. This is an anhydride. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll want to call it succinic anhydride. So it starts forming anhydride. It starts forming cyclic anhydride. The test of anhydride is an oxygen between 2 carbonyl when it's at least a 4 carbon long chain. 5 carbon और अच्छा anhydride बनाएगा. 5 carbon will form a better anhydride because it's going to be a more stable 6-membered ring. You do this with a 6-membered ring, remove water, and you will see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 will be oxygen. It will form an even more stable ring. It will form a 6-membered anhydride. Naturally, the 6-membered anhydride would look like this. I told you the identity of anhydride is oxygen between 2 carbonyl. Glutaric acid से आता है, you will want to call it glutaric anhydride. So oxalic acid, loss of water. Malonic acid, loss of carbon dioxide. Succinic glutaric, loss of water. forming anhydride. You know the term anhydride means without water. So when you add water to anhydride, it will get back to the dicarboxylic form. Naturally, when it's dicarboxylic, the anhydride form will be a cyclic anhydride. Adipic pimelic. Now the problem with adipic pimelic is, अगर इससे anhydride बनाएंगे, it will be a 7-membered ring which will not be very stable. You know the most stable is 6-membered ring, then a 5-membered and a 7-membered ring. So here there is a logic. The effect is this on heating will lose both carbon dioxide and water. यहाँ पे decarboxylation भी होगा, dehydration भी होगा. You remove carbon dioxide, you remove water, you see the product very clearly. You remove water and carbon dioxide, you see the product very clearly, which will be a 5-carbon cyclic ketone. So it will be C double bond O, and the product naturally will be a 5-carbon cycloketone. So the product is simple to understand. The same will happen with pimelic acid. Here again, heating would mean loss of carbon dioxide, loss of water. Here again, it will be both decarboxylation and dehydration. And you know the way it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 CH2 है, एक और कार्बन ऐड करेंगे, it will become 5 का CH2. You remove carbon dioxide and water, you remove carbon dioxide and water. When you remove carbon dioxide and water, 5 carbon and 1 carbon, 5 carbon and 1 carbon, naturally it will be the most stable 6-membered ring. You will want to call it cyclohexanone if it's the product of pimelic acid 6-membered ring. Adipic acid, it will give you cyclopentanone, and this is how you will want to remember the heating effect of the popular dicarboxylic acids. I repeat: oxalic, malonic, succinic, glutaric, adipic, pimelic. First and foremost, Ohm's gap. This is how you remember the names: oxalic, malonic, succinic, glutaric, adipic, pimelic. Then what you saw in the general scenario is oxalic losing water, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, so loss of water. Here loss of carbon dioxide is the general case. Succinic, glutaric, loss of water forming anhydride, and adipic, pimelic, it will be loss of carbon dioxide as well as water. For the last two, both decarboxylation and dehydration will give you a cycloketone. I think if you go past these results, you will be able to solve any question which is based on the heating effect of dicarboxylic acid. I'll just scroll it once for you. You will want to copy down all information given. And all of this could be put up maybe in one frame in this way. So this is going to be a complete picture. Of all the results. Oxalic, malonic, succinic, glutaric, adipic, pimelic. This loses water, this loses carbon dioxide. These two lose water forming anhydride, and these two lose both carbon dioxide and water to form cyclic ketones. I repeat, I hope this will help you in solving any question based on heating effect of dicarboxylic acid. This much for the time being. Thank you so much.